We ready, Shawnee Poo Poo?
Recording.
I'm going to put that at the beginning. Shawnee Poo Poo.
Boo boo, boo boo bear.
Boo boo, boo boo, boo boo boo.
I'm looking for all the baddies all over the world. Ladies, where my baddies at? I'm bad, you bad. Way bad. Where my baddies at? I'm bad, you bad. Way bad. Where my baddies at? I'm bad.
Welcome to the Not So Secret Lives podcast. I'm your host, Shan.
I'm your host, Karina.
And today we have a very special guest, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Faye. I am the owner of Floor Play and Strut. I'm also a hot lesbian.
Woo! Yes, queen.
We
We do love. And this is a new adventure for you, right?
Yes.
Lesbianism.
Oh. Yeah. Yes.
All of the things are new, but
I'm definitely, I'm probably about 2.5 years deep into that.
Yeah.
Well, since I came out, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let Karina take the lead on this because you guys have been friends for a while. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been friends for a while. Had kids, kind of close together. Well, your last kid, my last kid.
Yeah.
Ew. Imagine that.
Yeah.
But
when I was hetero.
Yes. When you were married to a Mormon.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear that.
Yeah, man, I have so excited.
Yeah, I want, as much as you're comfortable with sharing, I want to hear, your story and, how you got into the Heal for Heal.
Okay.
All that. It's a lot of it, when I look at your page and when I've watched you and stuff, there's so much confidence behind it. And it's just, it's inspiring. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I found Heal and Heal when I was pregnant with my fifth and final baby.
I remember. Okay.
And so I was just looking for something. I think as a mom, we tend to lose ourselves and we become
Totally.
everybody's number one except for ourselves. And I just had been doing that nonstop for years and years and years. And so I was looking for something to do with myself, something to fill my cup. And I used to dance. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
I go-go danced before. I go-go danced for 9 years before I started having babies. And then I just was deep into having babies and being a wife. And yeah. And so I just stopped doing things for me. And so I started looking for a dance class, and I found Heal and Heal, which I started taking their classes, and they focus, yes, it's a heels class and they teach choreography, but they really focus on body confidence and being comfortable in your own body, regardless of shape, size, age. Everything is everything is beautiful, you know?
It's so amazing. I remember when I was I had a Vasa membership, and they had this oh my gosh, I can't remember what it was.
Dirtylicious?
Yes, honey. It was the best time.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and it got dirty in there, and I was like, I love this.
Right?
It was the best time. I loved it. So tell us what Heal and Heal is. It's with high heels, but
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people know exactly what that is and what it entails.
Yeah, so it's a program where we use choreography as a tool. So we teach a dance, but it's more focused on how you feel. What's your body feel like when you're doing these moves? And yes, it's more sensual. There's sensual movements, and we are in high heels, but it's never required.
I would fall.
I would die.
So we just, you can wear sneakers, you can come bare feet, whatever you're comfortable with. It's just focused on sensual movement. It's also a place where we encourage self-touch. I think, especially in Utah, that's frowned upon.
Amazing.
So it's hard. It's crazy to see people come in and they have floater hands. They're scared to touch themselves. And it's weird. You're that's your body. Touch it.
No, it is. And we talk about that a lot. We talk about all of these things that are so quote unquote taboo, and
especially in
doing,
Utah.
doing certain things or feeling a certain way about yourself. And it's so inspiring that there are things like this, that people can be in good company of having other women around them that are encouraging this behavior, and really it's something that's really making you feel very confident and like, because it is almost like embarrassing to like, even in private sometimes for some people, it's like embarrassing to like look at yourself in the mirror or, you know, touch yourself in a certain way. And
Totally.
so it's really fantastic. And high heels just give you a whole other level of confidence too.
I mean, literally you're on another level. You're elevated, like literally elevated.
Yeah.
So if you can get there, that's awesome. But if you are like in sneakers, like that's awesome too. Like the fact that you show up to class, that's half the battle.
That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah. And where are these classes at?
So actually Heel and Heel just closed. Like March 1st was their last day, but that kind of lit a fire under my ass because
it did.
This program literally changed my whole entire life. Like when I first started, I was pregnant, married to a Mormon.
Yeah.
And now I have my own business. I am in love with a woman.
Yeah.
And, you know,
You're
so
just, like,
it's
living your authentic life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
So
you do it for yourself now then?
I
Or
do.
for other people, I guess.
I do. So I started my own company now that Heel and Heel closed. It's called Floor Play and Strut. And it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do focus on one day it's in heels or one weekend it's in heels. The next weekend it is all floor work. So we kick off our heels. We just do it we dance in socks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Is it in Salt Lake?
It is it's in South Salt Lake. So we teach classes out of the Herc. So it's in like 22nd and South and State.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And aren't you? I just saw that the rain room.
Ooh,
That looks
yes. Oh my goodness.
Sexiest picture of you.
Oh, thank
oh my
you.
god, amazing!
Thank
I'm like,
you.
oh.
Yes, so I was actually lined up to do, so Heel and Heel has done their rain room. It's a video intensive where we take 3 weeks and we learn a choreography. And then there's actually a studio downtown where it's a room where they have the rain and it's, so you can do a dance in there. You can take pictures. It's amazing.
It sounds amazing.
So then when Heel and Heel closed, I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Well, of course I'm going to do my fucking own.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So I launched my rain room intensive. It sold out in 10 minutes and I had a wait list. So I extended it. I opened it up to all the babes that were on the wait list. And so that starts on Sunday. I'm really excited.
Hey, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That is really amazing.
Yeah, that makes my heart so happy. That's awesome that you started in this community and now I mean, it is a community. They're following you. You're teaching the choreography.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
I know.
Honestly,
You need to go to a class.
I know.
Go to a class.
honestly, you should come. It's
I
really
totally want
fun.
to.
The Heels community, I have never met more genuine people than I have in that community because we're all there for the same reason. We all want the same things and we're all going through our own shit and we're the best way to get through shit is move through it.
Yeah.
So we're all there to support each other and everybody's just so sweet and welcoming and
I have a friend that does it too. And she loves it. She's been doing it for years and she absolutely loves it. And it's so fun and inspiring to watch her videos on social media and stuff. And it's just such a cool thing.
Well, it's the era of women community.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know, just
Women empowering women.
yeah,
Sure.
It's amazing, and we need more of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for sure.
absolutely.
Always. It should be a never ending thing.
Oh, I know.
I love it. Oh, I know.
It should be.
I totally should.
Especially in the world we're living in now where we are basically getting our rights taken away left and right.
Oh, my gosh, I know.
I mean, we need to band together.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Agreed.
I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale for the fifth time.
I told you.
This is seriously probably the fourth time I've rewatched it, and I just get so fucking mad and just feel ah.
Yeah.
I started watching, I don't know whatever season it was, but it was during COVID. I was pregnant and I was watching it and I was like, I cannot, I am getting depressed.
It
I
is.
can't do it.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched it since then.
Oh,
I haven't been able to go back.
Good.
I know it's so good and I love it so much, but it It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Moral of the story, women need to band together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I'm here for it.
Well, tell us how you and your partner met.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, like that transition.
You know what?
Yes.
It was like night and day. So in my marriage, I was on my way out. We were just like ships passing in the night. Like we were basically roommates at that point, and we had been for a while. So, so when I met my partner now, it was at a Heel in a Heel celebration party. So they would host a birthday celebration every year. And she doesn't even, she dances now.
Okay.
But at the time, her best friend danced, and she was just like, I'm going to the celebration, come with me. And
Cute.
so we didn't know her.
Stars
But
aligned.
she walked in, and it was literally like the movies. Like the lights were like sparkling, the music slowed down, like the wind was like blowing in her hair. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like literally like the movie. And I was like, who is this girl? I need to know her, and she needs to be in my life.
Oh.
And it was like, for me, it was like an aha. Like, I was like, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
You know, like when you see people, they talk about it in the movies where you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
And I never had that. Like, I was like,
Okay.
oh, yeah, I like them, like, you know what I mean? It was never
I totally
magical.
get that.
It was never magical.
Karina's still waiting for her moment. She's like, I've never had that. And I'm like, you have got it will happen. It's amazing.
Like,
it really is. They know that
her.
feeling. It's so fantastic.
Yes. And I didn't know it was possible. I thought it was just a movie thing. But when I saw her, I was like, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And then, she's going to hate me for telling you guys this, but I'm going to tell. I was just like, so when we started hanging out, we were just like friends, but we could always tell there was something.
Yeah.
And then finally I took her to lunch for her birthday. And after, when I was dropping her off, I was just like, I have this feeling, and I've never felt this way in all 36 years of my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need a confirmation. Like, can we kiss? And she was like, no, absolutely not.
Really? Wait, was she straight?
No, she's gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, she came out when she was 19, so she's been doing the gay thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
She rejected you?
well, yeah, and I guess, and rightfully so. Like, I was a married woman, and she was like,
Right.
"Are you like you just want?"
Oh, so you were married at the time?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
married.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah, I was.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, no, she had every right to tell me no, and I was just like, I'm gonna kiss you.
So buckle up, baby.
Yeah,
Ready.
and and I just thought she's either gonna push me off or she's gonna kiss me back, and obviously she kissed me back.
Well, yeah, she did.
And then I was just like, this is it. This is who I'm meant to be with, and the rest is history.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ugly history that came with after that, but like,
Oh, I'm sure.
I just knew, like, I always had a feeling in my heart, but then once we kissed, I was just like, she's it for me.
Ugh.
So
Can I ask a personal question?
I love personal questions.
Have you always been attracted to men and women?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've always been, had my attraction for women, but I've never felt safe enough
Right.
to play that out.
It's
hard
here.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard here. And,
Which is crazy because Utah is like the most gay state in the nation.
yeah,
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like literally. Like
We have the
statistically.
biggest Pride festival.
Well, we have the biggest gay community in Utah,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, so I've always I've always been attracted to men and women. But I've never acted on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say I've been with 1.5 women because, yeah.
Because we all have that random phase that we go through. Where...
yeah. Where it was just like, oh, I'll let you touch me, but I'm not going to touch you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But no,
Yeah.
so I've, yes, but I tell Wendy, that's my partner. I always tell her, if we don't work out, I'm not going back to men. Like I've done that.
Yeah.
So I'm still attracted to them, but I just don't want to date them.
Don't. It's a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah.
We know. We can tell you.
Yeah.
Well, and you know too, but I mean, yeah, being single, dating men. What was that meme that I saw the other day? I was like, I really wish I didn't like men because it would be so much easier.
Yeah. If I was a lesbian.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to put myself through all this because like her and I, Shannon and I, have like the most beautiful relationship I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely platonic, but I'm like, this is how it would be. Like,
Right?
Oh, I know.
Like,
Why can't we just
To get married.
Why can't we just be sexually attracted to each other, Karina?
I don't know. Why do I have to be attracted to men?
Let's be honest here.
Let's be honest. I can appreciate that Karina's gorgeous, but like, no, that's not even. No, it would be like kissing your fucking sister.
Yeah. It's just.
No.
Well, have you ever been with a woman?
I have tried. I'm just, it's not
It's
not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have been in the past. And like, even when I got back into the dating world, I kind of was like
You were
looking both ways. And then as I started getting older, I was like, it's just not for me. Like, I really like the D and I really like that masculine energy. I think it's more the masculinity that I love so much because I like really manly men.
Okay.
And you just can't get, like, I had a girlfriend for a while way back in the day, and she was like a masculine woman, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is different, yeah.
I think once you've had like things to go through and stuff though, and then like you find your person and you're like, how could I ever go back to something that
Yeah.
Well, totally. I mean, your
like-
person's your person. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what their sex is. Like,
but like also how could you go back to being treated a different way than
being with
like,
a
how
man.
treated you. I totally get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that because again, I'm going to go back to Shan. Like, I'm like, if a man treated me the way that Shan treats me, oh my God, it would be over.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't think
They don't get that.
they
No.
will ever get there.
It's because we don't have to tell each other, like, I want you to treat me this way.
Yeah.
You just
It
do.
just happens. Yeah.
yeah.
We just do it.
It's understood.
Yeah. Where with men, we're like, I want you to open my door, please. Thank you. I like flowers, please. Thank you. Like,
Don't talk
like
to me that
random
way,
shit.
please.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. It's fucking fuck.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
That is a really good story.
you guys.
And then,
Go ahead.
nope, sorry. We were probably going to ask the same question, but then it just kind of like took off after that. Like, you obviously had to go through your divorce and
Yeah.
do the things.
I think from the time we kissed to the time I asked for the divorce was a week.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
girl.
was just like,
She knew.
she
She understood.
already out. You know what I mean? And
No,
I just
totally.
I had been on the edge for 3 years, and I even had told him 3 years prior that I wanted a divorce if nothing changed, and then we had a baby.
Well, yeah. Babies fix everything. though.
Right? I know.
Hey, if you guys are having trouble in your relationship, just have a baby.
Hey, all better. So I have literally had been standing on that edge of divorce for 3 years. I just needed a push, and she was my push.
That was it.
Never once, though, was she like, leave him. Like, it was never like that. It was always like, I want you to be happy, whether that's with me or with him. Like,
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I just want you to be happy.
And I love how open and vulnerable you are about it too. Like, you're like, this was my person, like so unapologetically my person. Like, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew I wasn't going to hold back and live an unlived life just because of like social standards and norms. Like, you fucking went for it. And that is such a beautiful thing. And I love that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just felt like I had been in a box my whole entire life.
I
like
totally understand that.
everything from, growing up and high school. And then in my 20s when I was go-go dancing, I always felt like I had to be in this box and be this certain person. And then I got married, and then I had to be a wife and a mom, and that had to look a certain way. And then finally when I felt the feeling that I felt when I saw her, I was like, fuck that, man. Like, I'm gonna do what makes me happy. I don't care if I'm gonna piss people off. I'm gonna hurt feelings for sure, but fuck them.
That's amazing.
I think that's the scariest.
Everyone should live that way.
I think everyone should live that way too. And I think, like, aside from the social norms and like everything like that, I think the scariest part for me anyway would be like hurting people.
Yeah.
Letting people down.
Yeah.
Because, like, sorry, excuse me. Like, you are this person that they've thought of for all this time, and then you change for you, and you get this maybe like, well, I don't know who you are anymore. And it's like, I know exactly who I am. I just have not been being that person for myself, and now I'm finally doing this. And it's a scary thing to go through, and like, it's amazing that you did that, and like, it's empowering. I
Totally.
love that.
And you find out like who your team is, like who your friends are, and like who is really there for you when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, because people will fall off quickly.
Oh, so quick. So quick.
Especially with like the religion that you were in as well. And then like switching not only from Mormonism to being a lesbian.
Yeah.
Well, Faye, were you?
And
You were a Mormon, were you?
No, I wasn't, but I always supported him, and I went to.
okay, so you weren't. Okay.
He was.
But I mean, either way, like you still grow that community of people who are guessing in the church. I
Yes.
know, but yeah. And so just leaving that and then totally flipping to the other side. Like you definitely had, like, if there were people that were sticking by you, like those are your fucking friends, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was. Oh, like his family doesn't even like me. Like, I am the villain. I am the devil.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
you're like, well, it's whatever.
I know.
Like, what are you going to do? I'm the devil in a lot of people's stories right now.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't please everybody. And as we get older.
At the chapter where he made me.
Yeah. And
that meme. It's a meme.
It's a meme. I just am to an age now where I'm just like, I can't care. I cannot care anymore.
Isn't that funny? You get to like your like mid to late 30s, and like now us being 40, and we're like, sorry about your problems.
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry that I hurt your feelings by doing nothing.
Yeah, well, it makes me happy, and I'm happier for it.
I know, me too.
Sure.
Yeah. So how many, you probably already said this and I totally probably blacked out, but how many years have you been doing the heel?
Oh, let's see. I found Heal in a Heel in the fall of 2019.
So you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. And you, now that you've opened up your own spot, you have like this obviously really good following. You said your class, the rain class, sold out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's so incredible.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, I mean, the heels community is so vast in Salt Lake. There's so many heels teachers out there that are all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think people just find teachers that they like and kind of follow them wherever they go.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like when Zumba first started and then everyone and their mom was a Zumba teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So you're right. I mean, you just need to find the person that, it's like going to therapy.
Yeah, it literally is.
100%. Yeah.
I had a babe in my first strut class. So strut is my heels class. And it was her first time back after being gone for a while, and she like came up to me afterwards and was crying, and she was like, everything you said just hit home, and I just needed to hear that. And to me, I'm like, I say this every week.
Yeah. You're like, yes, honey.
Yeah.
But it
Come back next week.
yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
No, for sure.
totally.
Words are so powerful.
Yeah.
And like,
So too.
you know, just that encouragement, and like, it's just like such a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Well, I have certain yoga teachers that I
Yeah.
like for that reason.
Yeah.
And it's just a vibe and how I feel when I go into their class. And
I have certain people that I like for that reason.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I don't like you. I like you.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember my question. Shannon and I are both single, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about in the past, in past episodes, like what we feel like, and we've also had like a male perspective on it of like what it takes to like be in a relationship and like what you need from your partner and what you want from your partner. And like with you being in a partnership, like what are the things, I guess, because like we can talk all day, but we're not in one, but like what is it for you with your partner, and what does she do for you? What do you do for her that you feel like works and like
keeps
makes
your
it and like
relationship
strong, blossoming, like always growing, all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. So for me, communication.
Yeah.
Like
That's the number one thing.
I mean,
We even did a poll on it, like, what's the most important thing to you in a relationship? 100% of the people said communication.
yeah, communication. Like always express how you're feeling, express your needs, express your wants. Like you can't expect people to just read your mind. And the other thing is for her, so my thing is communication. She likes time.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Time's her thing and mine's words of affirmation.
Yes.
That's why we work so beautifully together.
So, yeah, just spending quality time together.
Do you guys live together?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And then, I mean, great sex never hurts.
Oh my God.
Never
It's a must. I think.
That's number 2 in mine.
I mean, talk to me good and fuck me right.
Right.
Good.
And if we can combine both of them
At the same time?
exact time,
Ooh,
yes.
girl.
Words of affirmation and sex all in one.
That's Shan's thing. She's
That's
like,
mine.
tell me how good I'm doing.
Yeah. Tell me I'm pretty, God damn it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can put 2 people who are like so the same on paper together, and they just like love languages are totally different, or the way that you what's it called? Attachment styles are totally different. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just awesome when you can find a person who's like willing to get through that with you and like
Yeah.
willing to understand who you are to like help the relationship grow and things like that. So I love it.
I do too.
I want it. Give it to me. Dear Jesus. Dear 7 pound, 4 ounce baby Jesus, or whatever it is.
What is that off of?
It's on Talladega Night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. 7 pound, 6 ounce. What is it?
Dear Lord, baby Jesus.
I go back and forth. Like,
Oh, I do too. Don't get me wrong. But if someone's going to put a perfect man in my lap, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to be like, I don't want a relationship. I'm going to be like, yeah, you're mine now. You're perfect. Come home with me.
probably
1,000%. I have swiped left on my soulmate because they weren't tall enough.
she's tall. So like she will not like they have to be what, 6'2" or
taller.
And you know what? I have been I don't know what made me get to this point. Probably because of one of the guys that I'm hanging out with now. Like he's 5'10", and the first night that we hung out, I like said something about it. He's like, "Put your freaking heels on and stand next to me." And I'm like, "Okay." So I put my heels on. I stood next to him. He's like, "You're not taller than me." I was like, "You're right." Anyway, I started swiping or like accepting the 5'10" and 5'11", and I have so many more options.
I know. That's why it's like bone dry for me. All the tall guys are gone.
She's gone on a date with every tall guy.
Yeah, I've been through every tall man in Utah who's somewhat attractive.
Well, you're fucked.
I know.
Oh, that's
I
hilarious.
know. Well,
I'm not fucked.
I'm hanging out with a couple right now, so I'm not that fucked, I guess.
You don't ever want to go back to this.
I can't do it.
I was telling Seth,
Oh,
I want to go back.
Oh, no.
Don't even-
I thought you were talking about the height thing for me. And I'm like, I will never. I
You know,
can never.
yeah.
I am a tall woman. I need a big man.
Who's only an inch taller than me, by the way.
Who?
You.
Oh. I'm all, who is he? Oh my God, tell me everything. I know, but like okay, let's have an honest moment here. We have measured. I am only an inch taller than you. However, when we walk around, I have like posture.
Oh,
yeah.
Karina's
you're okay.
and so I look so much taller because I'm like,
I'm trying on the
and Karina's
thing.
like,
I'm always like, It comes from like hiding my boobs when I was 11.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
had boobs at 11. It freaking sucked. And so like my
I had like
posture-
bee stings at 11.
Oh, no.
It was nothing.
I had like, and when they tell you as a little girl, like one boob will be bigger than the other. That was absolutely true. And it was noticeable. And that's why I was like trying to hide it, you know? And my mom was like, stand up straight. And I'm like, I don't want to.
No, they look fine now.
No, they've evened out.
Mine is one is bigger than the other now. Remember? I was
Really?
Yes, I was complaining about it a few months ago. I was like, one of my boobs is bigger than the other. I don't know what the fuck to do. Sorry, we're off on a fucking.
No, that's okay. I have
Talking about
one.
boobs.
I have one that is bigger than the other.
Need me to test that out?
You do too?
I do. And I
Still?
just had them done. He had to put one implant bigger than the other.
Yeah, that's very typical.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because you were blessed with gigantic, perfect boobs. I keep staring at them now because
No, now that you're sitting up straight, I see them.
I like to hide them.
oh my gosh.
Well, they went down. I think they were like a double D after I had
Ooh.
my youngest, and then I was like, oh, if I lose weight, like if I lose the baby weight, like I'll lose my boobs. No,
No.
didn't happen.
Didn't.
They're still big.
Of that.
Yeah, I guess.
Baby Jesus says, you're welcome.
We started talking about boobs, and now I'm so distracted I don't even remember where I'm at.
I need another.
Now you know how guys feel.
When we talk about boobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she ever want like biological children of her own? How like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. But then, I mean, I have 5, so it's
I
like
was gonna say, like
she's like, maybe not.
you're like, do you really want this?
I'm like, well, let's not count it out because she wants to experience carrying a child, giving birth, like, you know, and I don't want to like
Cool.
She should be
take that
surrogate.
from her. That's what. You know, she
amazing.
thought about it, and
Oh, she did?
She thought about
That's so
it, and it's
fantastic.
like, yeah,
I think it's fantastic.
yeah. I think it's amazing that people do that.
I think it's one of the most beautiful things
Yeah,
when people do that.
yeah. So I mean, but where we're at now, she's like, nah.
Yeah, I'm good, babe. Yeah, I'm good.
Well, you guys are in the thick of it, right?
We are in. I guess you would say that I would say that I was in the thick of it, but I guess she's in the thick of it because I'm used to having kids. She doesn't have any kids, so she doesn't know any different than my 5 kids.
She's like,
I know. She's like, what the fuck am I doing?
no.
Do your kids get along with her?
They do. They love her. I mean,
Kids are kids.
Kids are kids,
Yeah.
and kids are going to be assholes. So occasionally they'll be
I love
assholes.
that you just said that.
Yeah.
No, kids
It's
are
true.
little.
I know, they
little,
are.
they're little bullies. They're little assholes, and then
They are.
just like they like fuck with you, and then they bully you, and then like, oh, I love you, mom. I'm like,
Oh, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I want to sleep with you. And I'm like, you were
"Ugh,
just yelling at me.
just tell me. So she gets along. She gets along with him. She's so good with him. I mean, she's so nurturing. She's so motherly, and
amazing.
they love her. And
That's amazing.
yeah, so
That's
they're
hard. Blended families are hard.
really hard.
Yeah.
And taking care of kids that aren't your own.
Oh,
I mean,
it takes a goddamn saint.
Yeah, I could never.
Yeah.
I could never. No, honestly, I would
Oh, no.
think about like, if I
I
was
feel you.
single, I would probably never date someone with kids because I don't want to do it.
That is me. I have kids, and I'm like,
Funny.
I don't want to date someone with kids.
No.
I mean, my first long-term relationship, I was younger. I was like 18, but like he had a 3-year-old and I was like, yeah. I don't know, but also like he didn't have her full time, so I don't know. But then at the end we did have her full time.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just one.
Yeah.
I now like having 2 of my own and like going through all that, and yeah, like for me, even in the dating world, I'm like, I don't want to date a guy with kids.
No.
Like at least younger kids.
Yeah.
So that would be
that's
a
what
lot.
I mean, I guess younger kids,
Mhm.
because because you know, in the age range that I've been looking in lately, like their kids are older,
Mm-hmm.
which
Well,
is nice.
which is typical for our age, because usually they have them way younger. And so like all these men that I'm meeting, they're like, oh yeah, my kid's like in his teens. I'm like, I have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to date you.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. I get it. Like, toddlers are hard.
They're so hard.
Toddlers are.
Well, and it's just a lot. And when you're trying to date somebody and like you're into them, if you're anything like me, you're a little fucking selfish and you're like, I want your time. Like, and I sound like a giant asshole, but like, that's why I want to date somebody who doesn't have younger kids because like, I'm older. I want your time.
Yeah.
Like my kids might need me, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a hypocrite and I cannot fucking care.
It's different. Those are my kids.
Those are my kids. That's exactly right. Yeah. Totally different.
Well, and it is hard, like, getting on, like,
the same schedule. And yeah.
Like, when you go, like, a lot of the time on a first date, you're like, what's your schedule like with your kids? Are we even going to be able to see each other? And if the schedule doesn't align, like, I typically don't see them again because it's like, why even
what's the
keep
point
going? Yeah. But Shannon and I have said this before, we're pretty, like, we're sticklers for, I mean, like, we don't get babysitters. We don't, like, these are our days that we're available. These are our days that we can go out on dates or, like, go out and have fun. And so, yeah, if, like, it doesn't align, it doesn't align.
I mean, I'm the same way. I don't get I mean, my kids are old enough that I can leave the littles with the bigs for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
But I don't like to leave them for more than 2 hours.
Right.
But I, like, if I had something like an all night thing and I had my kids, I don't get a babysitter. I just don't go. Or I will do something on the weekend that I don't have my kids because it doesn't make sense.
I completely agree. It's like when I have my kids, I want to be with my kids.
Yeah.
And I want to, like, hang out with them and do all the things. And then, like, don't get me, I mean, like, have you seen that? It's like, I'm a good mom first and then crazy. Like, my coworkers will be like, what are you doing this weekend, Karina? And I'm like, I have my kids, so we're going to do, like, some crafts and we're going to do this and we're going to do that and da-da-da. And then the next weekend will come, they're like, what are you doing, Karina? I'm like, I have a date on this night, I'm going to go do this on this night. And they're like, wow, you're, like, packing it all in. I'm like, well, like, I have to
Yeah,
a
you don't
little
have a
bit.
choice.
Yeah.
I have 3 days to get these 5 dates in. Let's do it.
Or just to, like, have some fun. Like, we went out dancing for my sister's birthday a couple weekends ago. And, like, it was fun, but I'm old too, and that shit hurt for a while after. Like, that whole week after, I was like, I'm too old to do this.
Cannot recover the way I used to. Like,
no, my body.
Yeah.
It's like not even that I was hungover. Like, my body was like, bitch, you dropped it low. You shouldn't have. Your hips are, like, hurting now. That's how I felt. Well, you do that all.
I mean, I do, but you know what? When I'm in class, my knees still crack. My hips still hurt. I go home and I'm like, oh, my back, you know? Like, but I'm still going to do it. No stopping me.
Well, I'll never stop.
Yeah.
I'll be freaking 50 on that day.
I know. I'm going to be ratchet when I'm 80.
Me too.
Because it's in my blood.
Same. I love the wild.
Yeah. You can never get rid of the wild. You know, we actually have, honestly, I don't know how old she is, but she's older.
Oh, in your class?
In our classes.
Okay.
And she, like, comes to my class every Sunday. She doesn't even sign up because she doesn't do any kind of, like, technology. She doesn't even sign up. She just comes. She just comes, will, like, hand me a 50 and be like, I love you.
Oh
and she's like, I'm like, get it. And she's amazing. Like, and I'm over here complaining about my back, and she's, like, spinning on the floor. And so, and she's older. I'll have to find out how old she is because she's amazing.
Oh,
so
see, like, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm older and, like, just still doing the damn thing.
Right?
Like, getting crazy. I know I just said that I'm old and I can't do that anymore, but I'll still keep doing it and I'll still keep trying until my body's like, nope.
Yeah. I know. I want to do it.
Life is too short.
I want to do it till my body can't do it.
Yeah.
So. There are days where I feel like my body can't or I shouldn't, but then I do it anyways. And then I'm like, okay, I'm glad I did that. So.
Yeah. I do yoga.
Nice.
And I went yesterday for the first time in, like, a couple weeks. Long story short, like, the studio that I usually go to had, like, a small fire. And they're pushing all the classes to these other 2 studios. And I finally got in and I went and I was like, oh, yeah. Like, my body was like it was easier for me.
Mhm.
It's probably because I haven't been in a while. And then today I'm like, oh God.
Oh, you're feeling it.
It hurts.
Feeling it.
Everything hurts.
What did I do? I'm like, my jaw hurts. Like, what was I doing?
Why does your jaw hurt,
I
Karina?
know.
What were you doing?
I had my kids last night. I was probably clenching my jaw in my sleep.
Mm.
I was having weird dreams.
Mm,
It's a full moon soon. No,
cannot know. I depend on you for that.
I know.
I always feel the moon.
Me too.
I always feel the presence of the moon.
Yeah. Are you a Cancer?
I am.
Oh my God. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I guess that would make sense that you're.
Sure am, sister.
Yeah.
And I am like,
I'm a Cancer. Yeah.
Oh,
We're ruled by
yes.
the moon.
The
We
moon
like
is our light.
powerhouse. Yeah.
Yep. Moon child.
My partner is a Cancer as well.
Oh, really?
Cry a lot.
So,
We cry a lot.
you know what? Love that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me anything better than a good cathartic cry?
Yeah.
Like just letting that shit out.
Yeah.
I need some
hate
of those. I need to do it.
You hate crying?
I hate it too,
I
but I need to do it.
for me, I've gotten better about it, but in the past, I'm like, I'm weak if I cry. Like, I would like try to hold it in. So, like, usually when I cry, it's when I'm fucking mad and like I can't do any, like, I can't kill you.
Yeah.
And so I have to cry.
I
type of
cry.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hold mine in a lot, but when I cry, it's like fucking guttural. Like
Well, it's like,
letting it out.
I don't know. It's like we were saying with like relationships and stuff. Like when I'm not going to say relationships. I'm going to say situationships end for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm cool. I'm good. Like
You
2 days
are.
later. And like for Shan, she's like, I need like a week.
Yeah. Give me a week to
But
get over my
usually-
feels.
Yeah.
She'll like call me the next day. She's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. She asks me, and I'm like, well, I don't even care. It's probably fine.
And I'm like, I've already made a date.
Yeah. For real. Yeah, you do. You get over it quickly. I think I get over it quickly, but just because like I can't fucking care anymore.
Mm.
I'm dead inside.
Mm.
You're not dead.
I'm definitely not, but I feel like it.
Yeah.
And if I want to say I'm dead inside, then I'm going to say I'm dead inside.
Say it.
Helps me.
We've just
Thanks, babe.
And move on.
Thank you. That's exactly right.
But you know what? We're going to remember and we're going to hold that grudge.
Yeah, right.
Right?
And we're just going to put it in our pocket.
I know. We're fine, but we will remember that forever.
We will. And it's so funny that you say that because I have the worst fucking memory ever, but I remember
the bad
those things. Well, just like the things where like if someone had burned me or treated me a certain
Yeah.
way, like I can typically like move past it, but it's always there.
Oh, yeah.
That seed has been planted.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget the way you made me feel.
Yep.
It is there. I'll look at you from afar, be like, cool, whatever. But no, never getting over that shit.
I'm actually next level. I will hate people for my people.
Oh,
Oh,
that is me. Yes,
She does
that
that.
is me.
I'll bring up anybody that's like,
I-
done anything to me. She's like, I fucking hate them.
Oh,
and I'm
don't
like,
even know them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
I'm not mad about it. And she's
Oh,
like, I am.
I am mad at for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
I saw a meme the other day that was like, my best friend was telling me about the beef with her coworker, and now all of a sudden I have beef with a woman named Susan. And I was like, that is me.
For sure.
One.
Is there anything else you want to touch on?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that you wanted to bring to the table tonight that we didn't talk about?
Oh my gosh. You know, if there's anybody that is out there and listening and just feels like they are in a box or that they are living a life that they don't want to live, but I hope that my story gives
Yeah.
you, inspires you, and gives you courage to do whatever the fuck you want.
Amen, honey. We talk
Like-
about that all the time.
Yeah, just you have one life. Well, maybe one life, but you have this life.
I always say you have one life that you know of.
Yeah.
So fucking live it to the fullest.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
You're like
Stop
my
doing.
Spirit, babe.
Yeah, I'll be your spirit animal.
Yeah, you will.
Stop doing things for other people. Start living for you.
Yeah.
Like you are the only person that needs to be happy right now. And if you're happy, then you can inspire other people to be happy. So just do whatever the fuck you want.
Amen.
Agreed.
Amen.
That was a
I do.
Perfect.
perfect laugh.
Yeah.
You obviously were LDS. What was the aftermath?
I was never LDS. I was married to an LDS man, and I was very supportive of him.
Did they burn you though? Like,
Oh, clearly. I like sizzle every time I get close to a church.
devil.
I'm definitely the devil. I'm going to outer darkness, whatever the fuck they call it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very
so, the aftermath, I don't even care whatever. But I do, because he still takes my ex still takes my kids to church, and I am very adamant about, I say I support you, whatever you decide, but I want you to know that like your church teaches that mine and Wendy's love is wrong. And it teaches that this love is wrong and that it's not okay to do this. So I'm very adamant about like not saying that your church is wrong, just saying what they're teaching is wrong, and that you get to make that choice.
It's such a hard fine line, especially with like younger kids too. Like, how does that? Sorry, I guess we're not done. I'm so.
I know. You know how I feel about it. I grew
up LDS, and I have a very hard time with that. But then, like, I also am like, well, in growing up in that religion, they're very like forceful about like, you should believe, and we're going to teach you this. And I grew up always thinking like, I'm just going to let my kids choose like what they want to do. And so, but it's so hard to just like sit back and kind of let that happen.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Because you don't go to church.
I don't.
So if it's too personal, like how do your kids navigate that between your house and then your ex's house?
Yeah. I'm always an open book. I don't lie to my kids. I don't sugarcoat things for them. I keep it 100 with them. And if they do have questions about the church that I know, then I will answer it for them, or I will give them, my opinion of what they're learning, and then I always ask them like how they're feeling and how they feel about that. Cause I have a kid that's turning 8 this year, and she's like, I'm getting baptized. And I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
And she's like, cause I want to. And I'm like, well, let's talk about it. But they're 8.
I was going to say 8. No child knows what they want. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I'm just
I started questioning the church at like 9, 10. I mean, not 8, but like 9.
No, but I'm saying when somebody is putting it in your ear constantly that it's the right thing to do for God and like for your religion and for your family, that like, what else are you supposed to think?
Yeah.
And then they're telling you, if someone's telling you that you shouldn't get baptized, that they're the bad and the wrong ones. Like, so when you're 8 years old and someone is constantly putting that in your ear, like, of course you're going to think that you're going to be in trouble, and you're brainwashed to think that it's your idea.
Yeah.
Because every Mormon and LDS person that I've ever met that's had their child baptized is like, this was their choice. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sorry, but that was not their choice.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm always an open book with them. I openly talk about sex too, just because
you and I are like the same person.
Yeah,
you guys are like the same person.
Yeah.
I just never want there to be any shame around that.
Oh, and that is exactly why I've started with my kids. When I wasn't like telling them intimate details about sex, but I was always like, we don't sex shame, we don't slut shame. Like this is something that's totally natural between two people who love each other or don't love each other. Like it's a very natural part of life, and it's not this like gross thing. It's a very beautiful experience between two people, two consenting adults.
Yeah. Yeah. And consent is a thing that I've been so big on, especially with my younger kids. Just like consent is big. We don't touch people.
That's what I was just going to say, with touch, with a hug, with this, with that. Like, we could have a whole other fucking episode about all this.
I know. Yeah. So Faye, do you want to, as we're wrapping up, drop your socials, tell us when your classes are so that our listeners
Yay.
know when
Yes.
and where to go to sign up for them.
Okay. So my personal Instagram is Faye, the number 2, the max. So Faye to the max. And then my business is for Floor Play and Strut. And so I have my classes every Sunday at noon at the Herc in South Salt Lake. And yeah.
Awesome.
That's amazing. We'll also link all of your socials and everything in our show description as well, or the episode description. And yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, babe?
I don't think so. Do you want to drop ours?
Yep. You can also find us on Instagram at not_so_secret_lives. We gotta fucking change that. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I feel like I'm having a fucking stroke. You can find us on TikTok at Not So Secret Lives Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at Not So Secret Lives Podcast. There's probably others. I cannot fucking
1 million trillion.
Yes.
Love them.
I give up halfway through, like telling all of the things. I'm like, I'm done. I'll fucking link them in the description.
When we start with Instagram, which like brings you down.
I know. I'm like, nah, underscore fuck.
All the underscores.
I need a nap. I need to pack a lunch trying to get through that. But if you are listening to us, please go on to Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening. Give us a 5-star rating, leave us comments, reviews, ask us questions. Let us know what you want us to talk about. And yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, babe?
I don't think so. I just love you so much.
I love you too. Ba-ba-da-da.
Woo!
Woo! That's a wrap.
Woo!
Oh. Thank you, Shani Poo 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 Poo.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds can stack back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watch from the sidelines one too many times, wicked games we play, make me wanna lose my mind.